What's up, YouTube? This is Bonanza86. I'm trying a little something new. Just gonna have some music in the background, playing it really low, so y'all probably can't even hear it at all. But I want to talk about trust, trusting your friends. Okay, so here's the question: you have a friend, right? Do you trust them with very very crucial information? This is information that you wouldn't tell anybody else. Like, you wouldn't tell a complete stranger, you wouldn't tell an acquaintance. I'm talking information that you only tell to certain individuals on the condition that they keep it between you and them. I say this because it's very, very hard these days to find people, like that. At least in my opinion. You tease them a little bit, you tell them a little something like this, and you find out that that information gets leaked or spread out to other people, then you kind of realize what kind of person they are. You know, I've got a friend, and we can find each other. We talk about grown man stuff, but we both understand that what we talk about stays between us. We don't talk about that. I mean, even our closest friends and relatives, we keep it between us. So there was a former friend of mine, and I made the mistake in trusting him. I confided too much in him. There was a time not too long ago where I was feeling quite vulnerable, and also during that period I had a wide series of internalizations. And when I internalize, I get really, really depressed, unfortunately. But here's the situation. I was dwelling too much on an incident that had occurred the previous year. And I wanted to make amends with, an individual that I had issue with. I never got a chance to, directly confront them and tell them, hey man, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just listen to an example. So I asked a mutual friend, this now former friend, if I could have their number. Just, I mean, I made it very clear that I wasn't trying to create any drama. I was just trying to work out whatever differences that I had. And they said no. And I was like, okay, that's perfectly fine. I respect you for that. And I completely changed the subject. Now, mind you, I made a mistake because, along with asking the former friend for said person's phone number, I also told them a bunch of grievances that I was having, because that person, as well as myself, are connected through another person, which I'll just call my ex. So I was just, like I said, very vulnerable, and I was just spilling my guts out. And I was under the illusion that this would be held in confidence, So I said, hey, I'm telling you this. I mean, I never really said, don't tell her, but the degree of the information that I told you, you'd have to be a complete idiot not to know that, hey, saying this in confidence, So what happens is, I get texted from my ex-girlfriend. She's like, did you tell such and such that you wanted this person's number? And I said, yeah. So they weren't feeling it. And so I confronted my friend. I was like, so you went and told my ex everything? They say, yeah. They're my friend. I tell them everything. You know? And I tell them that. I was like, so really, I can't tell you anything. Can I? I can't tell you anything. It was a really, really bad time after that. Because what ended up happening was I went to work and I was really distracted. I just wanted to leave. I get home and the former friend, as well as my ex, they're airing me out in this public forum, and I can see it. And I'm just really taken aback because, one, they both know how they can get in touch with me. They both have my phone number. So what I'm so bugging out about is how can they talk about it there with people that don't have a damn thing to do with it? It's none of their business, but yet they're putting it out there, putting my name out there, and yet they don't got the balls to text me and say, hey man, you know, you asking for this person's number and being sneaky, underhanded about it, you're kind of making this situation dramatic. And we don't feel that. But they didn't say it. They had to kind of put it out there in the forum. So I was pretty upset. I really was. You know, my ex and I, we talked very briefly, but it didn't really get resolved until maybe later in the night when, you know, she apologized and I apologized. Now as for the friend who kind of just threw me under the bus and just told my ex everything, I never got a chance to talk to her. I tried. Called, text, messenger. Got completely ignored. So, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, since you kind of betrayed my trust anyway, you went and told my ex, and then you air me out in a public forum, and then you don't have the balls to confront me when I'm trying to talk to you about how badly you screwed up and everything. I mean, if you don't want to talk, that's fine. I mean, I don't have much time on this planet anyway, but I mean, if you don't want to talk, that's cool. So, I took the way of logic, you know? I put the Nanny McPhee mixed with the Ebenezer Scrooge-faced harlot and Shazam. Cut her off. Deleted her. That's what I did. I haven't looked back since then. I'm actually much happier for it because, you know, I mean, matter of fact, she did me a favor. That former friend did me a favor. You know, there's no point telling somebody your deepest, you know, your dark thoughts, you know, your internalizations, your issues. If it's just gonna get, I mean, about a person that we both know, and then they're gonna tell them anyway. You know, it's not logical. There's no point in that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that was my story, and just wanted to share it with you guys. And like I said, the subject is all about, you know, if you have a friend, you trust them, and you just gotta be careful, man. Be careful on what you tell to people you know, because depending on like how severe that information is and how much you trust them, like I said, that information can get leaked out. Matter of fact, like I said, for instance, what if I were to say I was telling one of my coworkers just a piece of information, and then all of a sudden, person was like, "Hey, I heard such and such said this." I'm like, yeah, just gotta be careful, because you have people who are not able to keep it concealed. They will tell the next person immediately. Why? I don't know. It's just in their nature to tell people. So you just gotta be careful. Be very careful who you talk to. Now, with that being said, I'm Bonanza86, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the music.